We're at the CFO Playbook for Private Companies Conference with Lawrence Reiter, who's the CFO of Hillerich Bradsby, which is the company that makes the iconic Louisville Slugger baseball bats.
My role is not only as chief financial officer, but also as chief operational officer. Also has me overseeing our supply chain and our wood bat factory. So I have spent time, doing timber cruises, going up and cutting down trees, picking logs out of a yard with our folks up there. What product that we source out of Asia, go over to Asia usually once or twice a year. Have an intimate understanding for the materials used in our aluminum and composite bats, leathers for gloves. We are a full diamond sports provider, so we're not just bats. We provide in all fields of play around diamond sports. That includes baseball, t-ball, youth ball, senior league, fast pitch, women's fast pitch, slow pitch, international brands in Asia and in Latin America and Europe, and to some extent. There's different, for example, in Japan they play rubber ball. The ball is literally a rubber ball, and the bats are different. In metal bats, so it says aluminum and composite bat. If you define that market in kind of a good, better, best strategy, your good bat would be 100% aluminum bat. Your better bat is what we usually call a hybrid, which is maybe a composite handle and aluminum barrel. And the best bat would be 100% composite bat. On top of that, there's different categories within baseball where we look to win, and we find those areas where we have our best product and we can really win in winning. And I define winning as getting in with the influential player, that number 3, number 4 player on a team squad that people are going to look up to and aspire toward. It's part of our MLB strategy in having being the best brand in MLB, being the number 1 bat in MLB, and that is an aspirational brand for people all the way down the food chain within the player pyramid to aspire to be that MLB player or to aspire to be that college player. One of our key areas of focus is in the senior league bats, which is the travel ball, as it's commonly referred to, and those are definitely a huge area of growth within the baseball category. And those are the kids that when they go back and they play on their high school teams are the number 3, number 4 hitter. Wood, for everything that wood is growing. Wood is becoming a more predominant part of baseball again. There are a lot of good players playing with wood. Some leagues are playing with wood. Tournaments are playing with wood. So it's not just the pro ranks, and starting to move down all the way down to the 13, 14-year-old player. The high schools won't, but with those kids, the best players on those teams will go play in all wood bat tournaments on their travel teams. And then those are the kids then that are really looked at. In fact, I was at a tournament before coming down to here up in Jupiter, where it's an all wood bat tournament for 16 to 18-year-olds, and there's 700 pro and college scouts at this event. So they're looking at those kids who can swing wood bat the best. This is the elite of the elite, and looking at recruiting. And so we get our bat into those kids' hands, and they go back to their high schools playing with our bats. They become the influencer in the clubhouse or in the locker room back at the schools. I think about the risk factors for our business. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is really just remaining relevant. We recently went through a logo change. And logo change, it's not reinventing the logo, it's just refreshing the logo. But it's really how do we present ourselves in the marketplace. As the number 1 bat in MLB and as the official bat in MLB, how does that translate into our other product lines? How does it a reflection of our brand and the history and everything else that our brand is? But we're not just a historical brand, we're also an innovative product, and we want to be the most innovative product in the marketplace. So our brand relaunch was one thing that we looked at to rebuild that relevance in the marketplace and reassert ourselves as the number 1 brand in diamond sports. Definitely, people are definitely intrigued by my position, getting to work with Louisville Slugger and working in baseball. It's a very unique position. Outside of just being the CFO, I'm also the Chief Operating Officer for Hillerich Bradsby, and there's definitely a connection with America's pastime and getting out there and seeing our product being used in the field It's different than your average widget manufacturer, and just makes a completely different experience. We also run a museum in Louisville, Kentucky, where we get annually close to 300,000 visitors, and just being connected to that excitement that people have around and the passion for our brand and for the history of our brand in America's pastime just really makes the job worthwhile.